In Wales, a land of inscrutable tongue, a tradition of equal confusion has sprung. A Christmas spirit whose roots are obscure, but whose fashion is of the highest mature. With a horse's skull shrouded in white, a rhymer, a poet on Christmas night will go door to door and challenge a host to contest of rhyme and insult and boast. The prize is a cup of the finest ale, and it goes to the greatest teller of tales, and who by the end of the night will be drunk as a poet, and all of his neighbours will show him mercy. And arm in arm they will help him home, and hold back his hair while he christens the throne, and put him to bed next to a pitcher of water, and a bucket on the floor to catch what he utters. A night full of rhyme, full of drink, full of song, ends with a gentle need to belong, an embrace of the spirit of love and good cheer, and a hangover that lasts well into next year. Who will be brave enough to take up the skull and keep our spirits light and our glasses full, and lead us out into a winter's night to ensure we return home drunk with delight?
I believe that I am up to the task. I have a full heart and a glass. Most of the year, that ratio is reversed. I live much of my life like I've been cursed. Battered and torn and worn for the worse. But I've been told that I got a gift of thirst.
Dear sir, this holiday contest is not for the faint of heart, for those unacquainted with the drunken arts, nor it is for those whose poetics are slight. They will not survive this Christmas night.
I have been drunk on absinthe in the steps of Berlin, while wandering Paris in the soft summer rain. I've been drunk at the White Horse and can quote Dylan Thomas. And I can match wits with all who cast aspersions upon us.
We have found the poet to lead us in rhyme. This is the man we will follow behind. From here to the frying pan, to Barrows intense, armed only with poetry and some good old horse sense. So let us fill our glasses up with good cheer. I've heard they make a maple old-fashioned right here. Let's start the night with something sweet and sharp. Put a stumble in your step before we embark. For an evening of revelry, rhyme, and more booze, we're out drinking on a Wednesday, surely you've got nothing to lose. Now that everyone has glasses in hand, we'll almost depart for the frying pan. Just down the stairs and across the courtyard. Come hurry now, we have a date with a bard.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone there was nice. Edie was nice to me. Liz was nice to me.
By the time we get to the frying pan, we'll have shivered off our buzz.
I am here! I'm here! I'm here! Bring me your whiskey and bring me your beer. I challenge you to a contest of rhyme. A quick back and forth if you have the time. A drinking contest if you have the liquor. To stoke a fire in your heart that was once just a flicker. So join me out here for this Christmas tradition, if you be a poet of noble ambition.
Sir, I be a poet of ignoble ambition, for I deliver verse as no act of contrition, and I say this with no boastful admission. You, sir, will prove to be no competition. For my eloquence is its own salvation. Even 5 whiskeys deep, I have perfect cognition. Your quest for a drink will not come to fruition.
I will claim that drink as I claim skull. So, you best get back inside and set that cider to bubble. I crave some warmth in my chest and spice on my tongue to combat the chill in the air and the cold in my lungs.
So sure am I of your ruination that I will not deviate from this rhyming position. Foregoing rhyming couplets in A and B succession, I'll stick with A throughout. 1 syllable repetition.
You, sir, have painted yourself into a corner. So gather together all of your mourners, for I will claim my mulled cider and hot toddy, and to get it, I'll gladly step over your body.
I can see that you are a man with a mission, and you have arrived with some ammunition. But since you will not heed my admonition, I must end your quest with poetic precision.
I believe that a change in tactics is in order, and I am not above being a usurper. Would I not be a brilliant tactician if I stole your rhyme for my own exposition?
That is not fair. Damn you to perdition. This rhyme is mine. There could be no other condition.
The only thing there can't be is rhyme repetition. So, what will you do now that your rhymes are in rescission?
My rhymes are not subject to decomposition. I will not yield. Do not expect my submission. I will not succumb to this rhyming attrition, this wearing away, this decomposition. I will, in fact, bring such demolition that... Fuck! Twice now I've said decomposition, and so I have lost this holiday competition. My respect has been earned by your skill of poetics. Now, let us get drunk and speak of aesthetics. Let's speak of verses, rhymes, and the like. I'll pour us some eggnog with a generous spike. And to the rest of you gathered here, please fill up your cups. We depart in 15 minutes, so you better fucking drink up.
Follow us! On we go to Barrows!
I've knocked upon your wooden door, and I'm prepared to knock once more. And if by knocking you resist, I'll beat upon it with my fists. I'll rant and rage and sound a roar from great Orme to Pembroke shore. My boots will be the vicious din on the roof of the home you hide within. You'll find no peace this Christmas Eve, though you may hide and pray I leave. I stay and stomp my mighty hoof and shake the snow from off thy roof. You will find no peace, for I will not cease, for my rhymes will grow into a streak, and your Christmas cheer will grow awful bleak. Do you see? A bitter Welshman I be, and a screaming Irish banshee ain't got nothing on me.
I'm not inside, I've been around back, enjoying the night air and sipping from my flask. Christmas is here and my mood's turned to black, so I plan to spend the holidays sealed in a cask. Throughout the year I wear a pleasant mask, so for Christmas, is death by scotch too much to ask?
It is no secret that darkness comes to us all. Many hills have I climbed, and from many more did I fall. And I have learned that you cannot walk without a stumble, and you cannot ascend without an occasional tumble.
How did you fall from over more hills than you climb. Will you sacrifice logic for the sake of a rhyme?
Many hills have I climbed, many years I persisted. When the world seemed the most unkind, by my hands I was lifted.
I prefer that you left a curse at my door than platitudes and affirmations by the score. I am not moved, I am not swayed, though I may stand reproved. I have never prayed, I have never sung, I have never danced. All my life I've been the victim of circumstance. It's chaos, you see, rolling in from the distance. So fuck off to you, and fuck off to Christmas. Give me that.
Yet, you join me here in this holiday tradition, exchanging rhymes with expert precision. Though you may mock and heap upon me derision, I suspect you take pleasure in this old superstition.
Traditions kept should be traditions met. This one, sincere, I hold dear. The skeleton horse in the black shroud, taken boisterously from house to house, a grim and haunting specter of death, on Christmas Eve, no less. The ancient tradition of the Mary Lloyd, how very Welsh it is to ride into the void, and then to be rewarded with a cup of ale or something stronger. In our hearts, the holidays are morbid. In our hearts, Christmas is a monster. As a child, I roamed and rattled and moaned from door to door, the horse skull I bore, a monstrous mask with a rictus grin, to challenge all those within to a contest of rhyme, and to their chagrin, the night was mine. I always win.
So, you know the rules, and you know the risks. So we will spar and take the piss, but tonight in glory I will bask, when you're forced to offer me your flask.
This flask is mostly bile and spit, though 100 proof my fluid is. My piss is as strong as pure moonshine. My tears are stout and could fill a stein. My blood is whiskey, best taken neat. If I were you, I'd accept defeat.
Never will I admit defeat. I've knocked on every house on this street, and everyone inside I did defeat. Oh, on everyone's couch I rested my feet, where I savored whiskey, both subtle and sweet, while the losers brought me scotch, heavy with peat.
So they rewarded you with fine scotch at every door? Perhaps I should visit the neighbors more.
Not just scotch, for tastes do vary. I enjoyed many glasses, but did not tarry. At the Joneses, they poured me a full glass of wine, a Spanish red, and it was really quite fine. The Davies handed me a bottle of beer. They brew their own, and it tasted a bit queer. But I washed that taste out with Lewis's rum. And by then, I confess, my face felt quite numb. But all feeling was brought back by a tall glass of schnapps, poured by the Lloyds, who don't know when to stop.
That sounds to me like a recipe for disaster. Though for someone so drunk, you give an excellent banter.
Many homes have I graced tonight, many contests won, to my delight. Many elbows bent to celebrate, many slips, many stumbles, 'cause I can't see straight. But do not yet count me out, for you see, I am at my best when I've driven all my inhibitions out. When I put my addled brain to the test, I am a poet within and without. Between tongue and heart, the truth is confessed. When liquor's applied liberally throughout, I will find the words for what I've never expressed. Then I'll find the road, my only way out. If only my legs would move at my behest. You know what? I'm going to need a minute to find my route before I renew my quest.
Did you just rhyme out, without, without, without? I think
I don't think I thought this through. I'm a bit of a lightweight. I admit it's true. I can rhyme like a poet, but I can't hold my liquor. I'm a disgrace to the genre. I've never felt sicker.
Then I invite you to sit for a moment. You need to rest, you need to breathe, or else over a toilet would be bent, and we're not even through with Christmas Eve.
A toilet seat would make a fine read with someone as careless and boastful as me. My head, it spins. I'm so very dizzy. I've abandoned true rhymes for rhymes that slant and not pretty. So right now, from my perspective, everything slants. It's quite a pity. Oh. And I've completely abandoned meter. Jesus Christ, this night turned shitty.
I've traveled this road, so I know the way. We'll have a rough night and a rougher Christmas day. You can sit tight while I cut back in. I'll brew you some coffee, even though you didn't win.
I believe that at last, the introductions are in order. My name is Vernon, and I have a panic disorder. I feel like I should disclose that up front, and I fucked up Christmas Eve. I have to be blunt. This endeavor is a failure, though it once held such promise. And the same could be said for my life, if I'm being honest. I've never been comfortable conversing with strangers, so I took up this tradition to help me meet the neighbors. It's easy enough for me to hide in a rhyme. The structure and cadence work every time. My poetry can dazzle, and no, I'm quite dull. And I'm at my most comfortable donning this horse's skull.
I myself am well acquainted with the rags and bones of the heart, the things that we keep hidden that stop us before we start. I smile when it's necessary, I do what I can, but I keep my eyes down when I walk up my own street. I was just a child when my shyness began. Some dark thoughts are inevitable. Fait accompli. Talking to the mask is really disturbing. Seriously, take that thing off. It's quite unnerving.
Yes, it's for the best. I was breathing in my own fumes, as ghastly an odor as I'll ever smell. A thickening haze of gloom and doom from a burp brought up the very stench of hell.
I was going to mention it, but I'm too damn polite. Please do me a good turn, even if that turn be slight. No!
You're very kind. Though you put up defenses, did anybody hurt you? Who gave such offenses? To make you hate Christmas is a terrible crime. To keep you at home on a night made for rhyme, on a night made for wandering and caroling and joy, on a night of soft snow, colored lights, and loud toys. To keep you at home with scotch and nothing more. How did it happen? An answer I implore.
It wasn't just one thing. It wasn't a singular event that caused sadness to settle and bitterness to ferment. It came on so slow that I almost didn't notice the way shadows creep in from the darkest of corners. They pass into our hearts as if through osmosis, but soon overwhelmed, often begins as murmurs. The faintest of whispers, a trick of the light that grows ever dimmer, that banishes delight. We give ground to depression by inches each year, until every room in your home is a place of despair, until you carry it with you and hold it so near that everything turns bleak and makes everything drear.
I wish I could be comfort to you now. A story you tell in a future more bright, far from a dark past that you will disavow. Of a poet whose rhymes emerge from a night that helped you conquer the darkness and spring Christmas lights. I'm the shadow in the shadowy corners that once held such fright. But I have failed, and I am lost. And it's not just my body that gets pain and loss.
You'll have some regrets from this night, there's no doubt. You may disavow the whole evening, but don't cast everything out. Sure, you'll feel it in your bones, in your muscles and joints, in your eyes and your stomach, even your hair and your groin. It's a pity how alcohol inflames all the senses, plucks up the courage and lowers defenses. It brings you so low you can't even see up. But once we get some black coffee in your cup, I want you to remember that what got you on your feet, what sent you out riding into the street, was a decision to be braver than I'd ever been. Many hills have I climbed, many years I've persisted. When the world seemed the most unkind, by a stranger's hand I was lifted.
Hello, everyone. My name is Stephen. I wrote this. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for joining us on our other stops. Thank you for being patient as we came in and took over your evening. It's just in the bar. I really appreciate that. This is the first time we've done this. It's a collaboration between my theater group, Dialogue with Three Chords, and Anthony Marino's group, brooklynONE. And we will be back here at Industry City next week for the Krampus, another play with music. I hope if you're free next Wednesday, you can all join us. It's a lot of fun. Thank you so much. This was a really important thing for us to try. I think it went really well. Yeah. And it was because you were all here and we were all into it. And I so appreciate that. Please buy some drinks. We're going to stay here and buy some drinks. And if I don't see you again, happy holidays.
Well, is the best. Go grab some drinks. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. This is wonderful. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers.